De Bruyne's come around. Holland! Goal! It's Mo Salah! It's Mo Salah! Absolutely sensational!
And we're live. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back for another live stream. No more international breaks until March. I'm glad to be finally saying that. We've had 3 international breaks already this season, and the next one I believe is not till March. So we're officially in the funnest part of the season now, where we've got 8 game weeks between now and the new year. So that's what is that? A game week every 5 days, I think. So we've got 40 days till the new year. I think that's right, from today. And we've got 8 game weeks until then, so welcome all to the stream. Shout out to Stonehouse and Izzy. I hope you're both well. Hope you had a good Friday night, wherever you got up to. Welcome to the stream, Agent, Beyond, Ahmed, Turge. We've got Jed here. El Senor Lump says, morning, Oscar. Wishing you a good game week. Love you. Razan Z says, we're so back. Chris says, the sausages are banging. I've not actually had breakfast yet. Banana for me today. Ed says, morning, Oscar. Staked day of FPL ahead. Can't wait for today. I'm actually going into London straight after the stream, so annoyingly I'm actually going to miss the games. Late birthday celebrations. You all missed it. It's already gone. My birthday's been and gone. You all missed it, but I'm celebrating it today with my mates in London, so I'll be out and about in London celebrating. So, welcome to the stream. I've made a transfer already. I did Gabriel to Van Dijk last night. Due to price changes, Gabriel was going down and Van Dijk was going up. So these were the price changes. How many risers did you guys have? And did you manage to dodge any fallers? So Cherky and Bumo, Minte, Thiago and Van Dijk went up. Burn went down, Gabriel went down, Gyökeres went down. Reinders went down. And Semenyo went down as well. Wow. 2 rises. So, yeah, same for me. I had Van Dijk and Thiago. I guess some of you will have had 3, maybe 4, if you had Mbumo and Minte. I don't think many people have got Cherky. 3 up, 2 down. Yeah, thanks for the belated birthday messages. So, oh, Big J Doe, thank you very much for becoming a member as well. I almost missed that in the stream intro. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate you, Big J. Get your questions in the chat. We're live all the way till the deadline. And let us know, what transfers are you making or have you made already? Obviously, the big talking point is Semenyo this week. Gabriel out for weeks is what Arteta said. So if you got Gabriel, then I would say you got to sell him. Shout out to Stonehouse as well. I already did your shout out, Stonehouse. You missed it in the intro. Shout out to Stonehouse and Izzy. I hope you both had a good Friday. Flandy, thanks for the 43 months as well. Says, hello, Semenyo and Gabs out. Timber and Gakpo in. Much love. So he's selling Semenyo as well. Gakpo in. You know what? I did see Verts is out injured. So in theory, Gakpo's got to be an option, hasn't he? Surely. I mean, it's still not out of the question for Ekatike and Isak to start, you know, as the left wing and striker combination, whichever way around that will go. But yeah, I think Gakpo's got a load of potential. And I think if he does well this game week, he's going to be the big talking point for game week 13. And I know a lot of people are looking to free hit in 13 as well, so he could be an option for that. O'Reilly for Gabriel. How we doing, Bread? I love some of the usernames that come into the live streams. Just Bread, and the profile picture is a baguette. Would you bench Ndai or Caicedo? I'd probably start Ndai. I feel like you just got to chase the upside of an attacking mid rather than chasing defcons, right? Just feels a bit bland to just chase defcons. I mean, I know Caicedo's got a goal involvement in him, but he's massively overperformed in that respect. Like, he's not going to keep churning out. What's he on? Like 4 goals, 2 assists. Like, he's not going to sustain that rate of output, basically, in my opinion. So Semenyo out. Yeah, I think my theory is Semenyo's going to play, and I think he's going to start. And obviously that's just a prediction, so do what you want with that. And I don't have any inside info, but that's my prediction, my best guess. And that's like, I mean, now I was talking about this in yesterday's video. Like, FPL content has made like the quality of information better than ever, and the game's getting harder and harder. And I think one of the hardest skills is kind of predicting things like that: player minutes, will a player start, what's a manager actually saying. I think Semenyo's going to play, but we'll see. Maybe that's wishful thinking because I've got him and I don't really want Mukiele coming off the bench, but I think he'll play. I think he'll start. Good morning, part Italian as well. Morning, class of 23. How are we? Is Thiago essential? No, not essential. No one's essential. I mean, Haaland, I suppose, is pretty much essential if he keeps delivering at the rate he has. Eden says Sancho. No, not Sancho. Sanchez, Van Dijk, Munoz, Senesi, Semenyo, Gakpo, Saka and Enzo, Thiago, Haaland, Mateta. And your bench is Dubravka, Buendia, Mukiele and Gabriel on the bench. Should I sell him? So, Van Dijk. Yeah, you don't need to. You don't need to necessarily. No, I think you're okay to keep hold. I suppose what you could consider, just in case something happens with Semenyo, is you do Gabriel to Timber and then bench Senesi. I'd actually consider that, I think, if I were you. Just to stay invested in the Arsenal defence. And I'd say Timber's the best Arsenal defender now. Well, those of you that have got Gabriel or had him, who did you replace with, or who are you replacing with? Who are the best Gabriel replacements? I went Van Dijk, and I did have a choice between Van Dijk, Timber, Saliba, and I think they're all good options. I would probably do that, Edom. I just don't like the idea of not being invested in the Arsenal defence when it's going to be... I think it might be just over 100% effective ownership. So if they keep a clean sheet against Spurs, that's a rank killer, unless Senesi does the same home to West Ham. And Arsenal are top of the clean sheet odds, I noticed as well. Not by much, to be fair, but Bournemouth 34%, Arsenal 48%. So, and Timber is like an upgrade on Senesi. So I think I'd do that, Edom. Van Dijk, De Ligt, Virgil, Munoz, Kanate, Van Dijk. Yeah, I feel like not many people are talking about Kanate, and I mean, he has to play. I guess Gomez can play there, but they don't really have options in centre-back. So in theory, Kanate should be equally good. Maybe he'll miss one game between now and the new year for Gomez, but Bradley's out as well, so maybe Gomez will be, the backup right back rather than backup centre-back. I mean, Liverpool fans, what's going to happen in right back? Is it going to be Zoboslai? Bradley's out, Frimpong's out. Who's playing right back? Or Jones? Jones right back, you think so? I think Slot used him there last season, didn't he? So thanks, Oscar, for all you do. Oh, thanks very much, Gringo. Appreciate you. Zoboslai right back. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. And people are talking about buying Zoboslai. And obviously you could get loads of defcons there. But even if he wasn't potentially playing right back, I don't think I'd be that keen on him. I know he's been Liverpool's best player, but he's literally got 1 goal, 1 assist as well. Tuna says, Ndai / Enzo to Minte or save. Gabriel to Van Dijk done. I probably would keep hold of Ndai and Enzo. Just in case something clearer comes up. I think Minte's pretty solid. But I just wonder, what if some other mid pops up? Like, I think if Cunha does well against Everton, I think people might be looking at him very suddenly, because Sesko's out, injured for a few weeks, I think at least, so he's nailed. Plus Mbumo off to AFCON, so I think Cunha is just looking great as a long-term option. Might even be playing striker. So someone like that could actually present themselves, and that might end up being better than buying Minte now for that slight upgrade on Ndai. So I think I probably wouldn't. I'll just stick with what you've done, the one move there. And Mbumo for Saka. Which way round? I mean, to be fair, if I had Mbumo, I'm not selling him. If I had Saka, I'm not selling him. So whoever you've got there, keep him. Jago, thanks for 22 months. He says, Semenyo to Mbumo. Good luck with the game week, everyone. I don't think I'd do it. It's really close, that, because I do like Mbumo for the next 5, and I think it's now, or you might be leaving it a bit late. I still got faith in Semenyo. Maybe I'm deluded at this point. Has anyone else got faith in Semenyo? I know he's on like a mad run of blanks. He hasn't returned since Game Week 8, so 4 games ago. So he's got 0, 2, 3, 4, 18. I don't know, I still believe in him. Nocturne Booty says, I do believe. I'm keeping the faith in Semenyo, but I'm also coming at it from the perspective of having owned him for almost all of last season. I picked him up last season when he was like 5.5 mil. Because he was just, his underlying numbers were really good. He was shooting loads, and I thought, whatever, he's 5.5 mil. And he ended up becoming a good pick later in the season, but he did go through these stretches where he'd blank for like 3 games in a row, and then he'd be back out of nowhere with a 10-pointer. So I'm reluctant to sell him. Cadaloasas, thanks for the 27 months, says, hi Oscar, which one is better, Zoboslai or Gakpo? For me it's Gakpo, and I know he's less nailed, but I prefer Gakpo. Like we were saying just then as well, Zoboslai could end up playing right back. Might not happen, but Wirtz is out injured as well, so for me it's Gakpo. And I'd say he's the best Liverpool attacker, like in terms of budget allocation. Like, obviously, if I could, I'd have Salah in my team, but it would completely wreck my balance. Like, I'd have to get rid of Saka, and I'd have to find another 4 million. And I don't know where that would come from. There's no way I can just squeeze 4 million out of someone. You know, it'd have to be like Dewsbury Hall and Salah instead of Saka and Bruno, and there's no way that's better. Chris says, is Tom Dolimos still giving Bruno the captain? Yeah, he is. As it stands, he's sticking with that. Baller says FPL is back. Let's go. Sake says bench 1 out of Senesi, Richards, Calafiori, Semenyo, Ndai and Thiago. Please help. Great content. Cheers, mate. I'd say it's between Richards and Ndai. Probably Richards. I just don't like benching an attacker. I don't think the Man United defence is great either. So, I would say Richards reluctantly there. It's between those two though. If you've got a gut feeling on benching and Dyer, that's fine. It's 50-50. Mark says 0.3 million in the bank. Should I take Semenyo out and who for Gabriel? 2 free transfers. So I would just do the Van Dijk switch, Mark. Keep it simple. You've got Raya, you've got Arsenal defence. I was in the same boat as you basically, and I've gone Van Dijk personally. Like, the fixtures are unbelievable. They're top of the ticker. Even if you go next 8, they're actually top. And you know he's nailed as well, and I just like that he's going to see you through the whole winter period. He's nailed, he's got goal threat, the fixtures are good. I know they've fallen off a bit compared to last season, but the fixtures are good. I think he's solid for 5.9 mil, and it is close. Like, you could go Timber, but I think you go Van Dijk. And I'd personally keep hold of Semenyo, even with the second free transfer. If I had 2 free transfers, I would still be keeping him personally. But I do get it that some have sold. I think it's not bad either, but I just think if I had to guess, I think he plays. And if that's true, then I think he's still fine to hold. And did you guys see the news as well that he's got a release clause? It's like 65 million that activates in January. So I don't know. I think he's playing for a move to a big club right now, potentially as well. Let's be honest. I hate to say it for any Bournemouth fans watching, but I think he's good value for 65 million. Like, he's one of the best wingers in the Prem right now, let's be honest. So if he has a good next month, I think some big clubs will be knocking there. I think Man United and Liverpool would be interested. Maybe others that forget him. I don't think Chelsea would. They've got enough wingers. Not sure if Arsenal would either. When we got Trossard and Martinelli left wing, I don't think we could afford him anyway without having to sell. So anyway, bit of a ramble, but I'd be keeping him. And I'm sorry in advance to anyone who keeps Semenyo and he doesn't play, but it's just my gut feeling, and it's like, predicting stuff like this is really hard in FPL, and it's easy to get wrong. But if you can get it right, that's, I think, the biggest edge in FPL these days. Correctly predicting minutes and starts when other people are potentially predicting wrong. Like, West Ham home's a great fixture if he plays, do you know what I mean? Nicky says, morning Oscar, hope you're good, mate. Thanks for all the tips so far. Have a coffee on me, mate. Oh, appreciate you, Nicky, thank you. I'm heading into London after the stream. I was just saying, late birthday celebrations. My birthday was actually like a week ago, over the break. So, but yeah, I'm going to London afterwards. So I'll be honest, it might end up going towards a pint rather than a coffee. But thank you, Nicky. I'll definitely use that. Adam says, Semenyo for Saka. I feel like Saka's the only one that you could make the case for dropping Semenyo for. Yeah, I think Semenyo to Saka, if you can do that in one move, I would do it. Anyone else, I wouldn't be selling Semenyo. Thanks, Horizon. Yeah, Semenyo to Saka I can get behind. Anyone else, I just think you probably just keep hold of Semenyo. Chris says Gravenberch captain. So I don't think you should listen to me when it comes to captaincy, Chris. Last game week he said to me, shall I captain Thiago? And I said, I personally wouldn't. He's got Newcastle. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I said I wouldn't captain Thiago against Newcastle. And obviously Thiago goes and gets a brace. So if you think Gravenberch is the best captain, mate, go with your gut. You got a better sense for it than me, apparently. I went Haaland. To be fair, he missed the penalty. That's quite unlucky. If he'd buried that penalty, then he would have finished on the same as Thiago. Nimla says, thanks for the 1 month, by the way. Says, happy birthday, Oscar. Good luck this gaming. Thank you. Appreciate that. This is Dave. Says, Paquetá to Minte or Semenyo to Bruno for a -4. I don't have anyone to replace Semenyo if he doesn't play, so I'd do it to avoid just having 10 players. No, I wouldn't sell Semenyo for a hit. So are you saying So you're doing Paquetá to Minty, but it'd be a -4. Is that what you're saying? Both are -4s? Without knowing your team, it's hard to say, because I don't know what the other doubts are on your team, but I probably wouldn't take a -4 to buy a Minty. If that's basically the question, yeah, I wouldn't do that. If you did a free hit, who are your must-haves? It'd be Raya, Munoz, Van Dijk, Timber, Saka. I'd probably go Enzo now over Semenyo. I'd have Bruno and Bumo, Haaland, Mateta. Maybe Sa. So you go triple Palace as well. Eden says triple captain shouts this week. I'm itching. This week. I mean, who is there? If you really wanted to go aggressive, like Liverpool home to Forest, you go Salah, but I don't know about that. I don't know if there is any this week. I'd probably save it. Someone's going to haul, but I think it's difficult to predict this week. I mean, if you guys were triple captain to someone this week, who would it be? I wouldn't go Haaland against Newcastle. Saka home to Spurs, maybe, but I'm not that confident in that. I mean, this is the captain widget this week. It's got Salah 5 stars, Bruno and Saka 4, Haaland and Mbumo 3. But I don't think I'd want to triple captain anyone in that list. But yeah, that's what the captain widget's saying. So Salah actually topped this week. Genuinely think you could get top 100 this year, Focal? Top 100 in the world or top 100k? Top 100 is not happening. There's no way I've finished top 100 in the world. The last 5 or so weeks have been unbelievable. Like 6 game weeks ago, I was over 5 million. So I've gone up about 5 million in 5 weeks. Something like that. But that's not going to just carry on. Like, it's been a lucky run. Some stuff has just really gone my way, like the Mukiele haul. So like last week I bought Saka and Thiago. That couldn't have gone any better really. 25 points between them. What was the week before that? The week before that, 90 points. Did I buy anyone then? I don't think I did. But again, that was a great week. Like, so many people returned for me. The week before that was I bought Rodon and he scored. Like, come on, that's just lucky. I bought Rodon, he scores, gets 13 points. Did he get Defcon as well? Yeah, and he got Defcon. And then the bench boost the week before that was Mukiele's 17. 96 points. So yeah, I mean, I'd love this run to keep going, but it's been a bit lucky if I'm honest. Bruno captain over Haaland. Yeah, I don't hate it. He's ahead of him on the captain widget on the website and on the app. And Tom Dollymore, the #1 auto manager, is likely doing it, he said. You make your own luck with some of those differential points hauls. I mean, don't get me wrong. I spend hours like working out what I'm going to do. Like, way more than most people. Well, how long do you guys actually spend on your FPL team, actually? Like, do you sort of think about it during the week while you're at work and all that? And you kind of like, when you're on your lunch break, you're playing around with your team. What could I do here? Do you watch like FPL videos on your lunch break? Or do you sort of just, you get to Saturday and you're like, oh God, I need to do my team. What should I do? Because obviously, like, I do this full time now. So I genuinely spend hours every week working out what's the best thing to do for my team. And you can spend all those hours and it goes wrong. That's the thing with FPL. It's such an unforgiving game. Spending more time does not equal doing better in FPL. That's the brutal thing about it. If you play any typical PC or Xbox or PlayStation game, the more time you spend on it, the better you're going to get. But that's not a guarantee of FPL. Obviously, like, years and years of playing it, you do like pick up good habits that do help, but nothing's a given in FPL. Liam says, it's always at the back of my mind at work and whatnot, especially before the price changes. You try and plan until game week 16. This season, you're playing 5 minutes a week FPL. You spend 2 hours before the deadline, 30 minutes before the deadline. Alsenio Lump says, way too long, unfortunately. Trigger says, all week long. So a bit of a mix. But yeah, like it is really satisfying when I spend hours working out what to do. In the last few weeks, it's actually gone well. Because earlier in the season, don't get me wrong, I was spending hours and hours every week then, and it was going horrendously. Like 5.3 million I was Game Week 5. And I can't tell you how frustrating that is, like to spend so much time working out what to do and not to get anything for it. And that's what I'm saying. It's different to a typical game where you spend more time in it and you improve. But that is not how FPL works. If only it did. It does to a degree, but yeah, nothing's guaranteed in FPL. It's ultimately, and I think what's such a frustrating thing about FPL is it's ultimately completely out of your hands. Like when you're playing the game, like let's say you play Call of Duty or something, or Rocket League or whatever, like you're in control, you're controlling what you do, and you can improve yourself, but ultimately each week 20 teams kick a ball about on the pitch, 22 players start on the pitch, and it's completely random what's going to happen. Last week I had 2 penalties and they both missed the penalties, so like that's how it can go. It's a game of luck. Or another day they both bury those penalties and it's a huge week. So yeah, bit of a ramble. Let's get back to it. MDA Gat says, my team's a wreck. I've got 3 free transfers. You're thinking about Gabriel to Van Dijk, Dewsbury Hall to Mbumo, Gyökeres to Gu. No Arsenal except Wright. Is that a problem? Also Semenyo, 2.4 mil on the bank after transfers. Yeah, I like those moves a lot. Have you got Bruno already? I like Bruno more than Mbumo if you can afford him. But if you've already got him, then yeah, Mbumo's great. A game of percentages, I guess. Yeah, exactly. 79% of penalties on average are scored. So if you're unlucky, like lots of us were last game with Semenyo and Haaland, you can be in that whatever percent it is that would have 2 missed in a row. Can anyone work it out? What's the percentage chance of having 2 penalties missed in a game week like that? So if a penalty on average is scored 79% of the time, what's the maths on having 2 missed? Oscar, you look cute today. Thank you. Yeah, I like those moves. Unless you haven't got Bruno, then I'd do Dewsbury Hall to Bruno. But no, only having Raya is fine. I don't think that's the end of the world. Just thinking out loud. Can you not go Dewsbury Hall to Saka with that extra money? Or not quite? 4%-ish. Wow. Oh, 21. Yeah, 4%. Yeah, that's crazy. So, yeah. I mean, I know loads of you had Semenyo and Haaland last week, so there was a 4% chance of that happening. 4.5%. Yeah, I like those moves. If you can afford Saka instead of Mbumo, I would do that. But it's not the end of the world just to have Raya. And again, if you don't have Bruno, I'd rather him over Mbumo. So I'd go Saka, Bruno, and Mbumo. But yeah, good moves. Do them. Let me just get through the rest of these and then I'll talk about captaincy. Badderall says, how about Saka to Bruno? No, I wouldn't do that. I don't think either are clearly better than the other. So, keep Saka, keep Bruno if you've got either. Arch says, Semenyo and Gabriel to Van Dijk and Saka -4. No, I would just do Gabriel to Van Dijk. I don't think I would take the hit. I think I'd do that if it was for free, but for a -4, probably not. Zero says, come on you Gunners. How do you reckon we're going to do with these injuries? Because that's Gabriel out as well. But we've got quite a few attackers returning or near return. Like Gyökeres, Madueke's back, definitely. Odegaard's back soon, could be this game week. Martinelli, Havertz, Jesus. A lot of them are nearer in return, but then we've got like Gabriel out. Is Gueye fit? Yeah, Gueye's fine. Do you have a free hit team for this week? I did one in yesterday's video. That'd be your best bet. Check yesterday's video and fast forward. Your voice is really nice. Thank you very much. Rahul said, thanks for the 1 month, by the way. But he says, bench boost Reinders to Anderson or Gomez Brighton for -4. No, not for a hit. I would just bench boost and hope that Reinders starts. I wouldn't -4 that. I would leave it. I mean, realistically, what are the chances Anderson outscores Reinders by 4? It's possible, but I would just leave it with Reinders and bench boost that. Eden says, who are top differentials like low percent? I think Cunha definitely. Anyone know what Cunha's ownership is? It must be under 10%, surely. Or maybe not. Man United tax. Who else? What's Thiago now? I guess he's not quite differential, but 13.4 is pretty low. What's Munoz? No. Van Dijk? No. My team's actually pretty template, isn't it? Maybe Gakpo? Cunha? Yeah, Cunha, 5.2%. Sesko's out for a while, and then Mbumo's off to AFCON Game Week 16, so I think Cunha's going to get really good minutes long term, so I'd say Cunha is an interesting one. I think Tom is buying him this week as well. So he's doing Gabriel to Van Dijk, Reinders to Cunha. Shorox, thanks for the super chat as well, without the message, appreciate you. Oh, he sent another one. It says, thanks for finally acknowledging Sunderland's not an easy game. Honestly, like every video, I just would have something on the screen like a fixture ticker, and the ticker would have Sunderland as a green fixture, and the comments would always be, Sunderland is not an easy game, Focal. So I had to officially acknowledge that in the video. That said, like if you've got Salah, I'd captain him home to Sunderland in a couple of weeks' time. But yeah, it's not an easy game. Have they updated the... No, they haven't. It's still green. I don't understand that. They've changed Leeds, but not Sunderland. I don't understand that. I think I updated it manually on... No, I didn't. I thought I did. On the fixture ticker tool, you can like update the colours. So like Sunderland... Where are they? Go grey. Save changes. Yeah, so that looks better, doesn't it? So it's Forest home, West Ham away, Sunderland home grey, Leeds away grey, Brighton home. Brighton home. I don't know. That's on the edge, isn't it? Spurs, Wolves, Leeds. They're still top of the ticker, even if you put Sunderland as a grey fixture. Oh, that reminds me. This is an exclusive reveal. No one has seen this yet. Next week, we've been working on this for weeks, right? So you've got the fixture ticker, and it does stuff like you sort by easiest fixture run, and basically what it's doing is the colours, but we're expanding it with projected clean sheets and projected goals. Look at that. So you can choose the game week range. So we'll go, I don't know, say next 6 game weeks. And you've got the percentage clean sheet odds for every fixture for the entire season. So you could even go all the way to game week 38 if you wanted. Look at that. So that's the clean sheet odds there. You can switch it. Projected goals. So you've got the projected goals for each team. So Liverpool are top for the next 6 game weeks. You've got Man City in 2nd, Arsenal 3rd, Chelsea 4th. You can even toggle both. Look, like that. So you can view kind of both at the same time. You can even add fixtures. So we've been working on this for ages because it's like... And we're using 11ify. You might know them, 11ify.com. We're using their data, which is extremely good data as well. So we've got a little partnership going with them. So that'll be coming next week. The other thing I could show you is we've got charts coming as well. So I've made like some preset charts so you can just kind of get a nice visualization. So this one's XG per game, XGC per game. This one's a bit more for the stats nerds, but look, it plots it all on the chart for you. So like Arsenal, great attack, great defense. Burnley at the opposite end there. So we can go like, I don't know, attacking DEFCON mids. You can add and remove players. So that's also coming next week. But the big one for me is that fixture ticker. There's one more actually I can show you. Season... Oh, sorry, one sec. I think it's this, yeah. Season projection. So this is a new widget also coming next week. So it's going to... We'll add a little drop down here and you can see the projected goals, projected assists and projected goal involvement for the whole season. So like Haaland, for example, he's on 35 projected goals. We've not added assists yet. He's actually 35 goals he's projected on for the rest of the season. So that'd be quite handy as well for gauging how players are expected to do over the remainder of the season. So 3 big new widgets coming next week that we've been working on for weeks there. Very excited for that. And if you want to install the app, FPL Focal in the App Store, there's a link below for that. Semenyo playing? I think he will. Best guess is I think he will. Bobby is online, says, morning Oscar, morning Bobby. He says, I'm considering a -8 for this. So you're selling Gabriel, Enzo, Voltemada, and you're buying Van Dijk, Bruno, Slash, and Mbeumo, and Thiago. As always, thanks for the content and good luck everyone. And get well soon, Tom. For a -8, nah. Enzo's back in training and he's got Burnley. Just do Gabriel to Van Dijk. Like, if you really want to take a hit, Voltemada to Thiago, but I wouldn't be selling Enzo for a hit. Just do it next week for free. Yeah, I wouldn't take a -8, Bobby. Hits rarely work out for me, in my experience. I know they can do. How many, oh yeah, we haven't done a poll yet. Let's do a poll. How many hits have you guys taken this season? How many hits, total hits, have you taken? None. -4, -8, -12 or more. DRV says player 50-50 Bowen, Semenyo or Bowen. Play Semenyo. I'd be surprised if he's benched, but could happen. Might be plays or doesn't play at all, but we'll see. I think he'll play. I think he'll start. Just the one hit. -8. 4:30 in the morning where you are. Damn. Akshat says start Senesi or Ndai, Mukiele or Rodon. I'd say Senesi just about and Mukiele just about. Senesi, Mukiele. Rusby says I've got 2 free transfers. Gyökeres to Thiago, Semenyo to Saka and Gabriel benched with Anderson playing, or sell Gabriel -4. Hang on, let me work out what. Gyökeres to Thiago. Okay. Yeah, I would just do Gyökeres to Thiago. Do Gyökeres to Thiago, definitely. Semenyo to Saka and Gabriel benched with Anderson playing, or do Gabriel -4. Anderson's fine though, he's got Sunderland home. Sunderland's not an easy fixture, but I think it's alright to play Anderson for that one. I'd probably do the Semenyo to Saka and then sell Gabriel next week, yeah. And you've got a week to kind of assess the Arsenal defence as well, right? Yeah, I think that makes sense. Saka's the one player I'd consider selling Semenyo for. Koar says your starting 11 is Pope, Kukurea, Timber, bench Dubravka, Mukiele, Dewsbury Hall. Should I roll or sell Gabriel to Van Dijk or Munoz and bench Minte? I would rather... Who have Brighton got again? They're not playing an okay home fixture. Home to Brentford. I would rather start Minte over Guehi. If I were you. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Play Minte over Guehi. Gabriel to Van Dijk, yeah, and then Guehi on the bench just in case Semenyo doesn't play. And then play Minte. Yeah, I prefer Van Dijk over Munoz just about, but it's really tight. 58% no hits, 23% -4, 9% -8, 10% -12 or more. Alright, let's check the latest captaincy standings then. Who is your captain? So who would we go? Haaland, Saka, Salah? Other. There's going to be so many others, isn't there? Let us know who your other is. Shim says, how about using 4 and changing Semenyo to a Gakpo as a value to avoid uncertainty? I don't think I would do it. I understand the temptation because Semenyo's flagged, but I just don't think I'd sell him for Gakpo. Might be sideways, that move. You know, over the winter period. I think I'd just leave Semenyo in. I understand the temptation with Gakpo, but a lot of Mateta captains. VK says, I've got 4 free transfers. I want a bench boost. I'm planning Gabriel to Richards, DCL to Mateta, Paqueta to Vifa. I'm not sure what to do with Semenyo. Any suggestions? I would just bench boost that and hope for the best. I don't think I'd sell him. The only one I'd sell him for, like I was saying, is Saka, but I don't think you can afford that. So I would just bench boost and hope for the best. It's an overrated chip. I ended up with someone not playing on my bench boost and it still went alright, but it's an overrated chip. I think it's probably the worst chip. Or maybe second worst. Maybe triple captain's worse. How would you guys rank the chips? Best to worst? So I would go triple captain, bench boost. So that's worst. Worst to best. Triple captain, bench boost, free hit wildcard. So I'd go like that. Need to start Voltamada or Chalobah. I'd start Chalobah, Pranav. So yeah, captaincy. This week I feel like there's so many options and it looks kind of split on the poll. But I just was thinking about it. I did have it on Saka early in the week and I could massively end up regretting it, taking it off him. Hopefully not, but Haaland's just in the most ridiculous form this season. Like, he's already on 32 goals in all competitions, including international games. It just seems mad not to stick with him until he starts slowing down. But it's really close this week. Bench boost, triple captain, free hit wildcard. Bench boost, triple captain, free hit wildcard. Triple captain, what? You think the wildcard is the second worst chip? Surely it's the most powerful chip. Is Tom's captain still Bruno? Yes, still Bruno as it stands. Can I have the app or the Focal app? It's just FPL Focal in the App Store. There's a link in the description, should be for it. Akshat, thank you very much for becoming a member as well. Appreciate you. Over 340,000 managers using it now. You've got stuff like team odds, fixture ticker, price changes, bonus points. You can check your live rank. Articles written by me, most popular transfers. You can even see footballers trust. It actually says 260, but now it's 340. You can even see footballers' FPL teams. So install it free if you are interested. Cal says, finally FPL's back, no more international breaks, rest of the year, best of luck Oscar. You too. It's good to be back, no breaks till March I think it is. Are you a developer as well? I'm not, no, I'm working with a really talented developer who's doing the coding side. So I kind of do I come up with the ideas for widgets and I do the mock-ups and I've got a document with all the ideas and I kind of describe how it'll work and then he goes and does the coding side of it. And that's why there's a membership for extra features, because like it does cost to pay a developer and to for the running costs as well to meet the traffic. So yeah, it works out like 58p a week if you want to unlock the extra features like dashboard customization, and there's loads of extra widgets that you get. You get access to the articles and stuff like that. Shout him out, Oscar. He's doing great. He's doing amazing. He's doing unbelievable. Very talented guy. And what's the best part about it as well is, so last season, I don't know if some of you might remember this. Last season, the monthly costs hit like 450 quid a month, and at that point, I was panicking because I was like, I'm way in over my head here because the traffic's through the roof, and my bill was like, it It was genuinely 450 quid. I even like showed an invoice on a stream. And he reached out in a DM saying like I could help you optimize the site to bring the cost down, and he was doing that as a goodwill gesture, but he was so like capable. I ended up saying to him, do you want to like work on this permanently together? And yeah, luckily he said yes. LAS Playback says, I decided to get Virgil for Gabriel and Gakpo for Caicedo -4. I've got to stop playing it so safe. Also, happy belated birthday. Thank you. Appreciate that. Virgil for Gabriel, I like that. Gakpo for Caicedo. Okay. I hope it comes off. I had Gakpo early in the season, and I bought him at the wrong time. Like, he started the season well. I picked him up, and he blanked in some really good fixtures, but he's definitely got it in him. His underlying numbers are great, so yeah, I hope that works out. Rawza says, who to bench out of James, Van Dijk, Richards and Senesi? Or do I bench Senesi and play all four in defence? I would bench Richards out of those four. I'd start Semenyo for sure over Richards. Captaincy odds. We've got... What have we got? We've got the captaincy matrix. Let me refresh. So Salah's 5 stars, Saka's 4, Bruno's 4, Haaland and Mbumo 3. We've also got goal scorer odds. Or we could do goal involvement, which is probably even better. So Salah's top and projected goal involvement this week, 0.85. Haaland 0.78 and Saka. So yeah, like Salah on paper the best captain this week. Haaland, Saka, Cunha, Gakpo, Isak. This assumes they start, which of course isn't necessarily the case with some of these. But that's the projected goal involvement as well. So, guesses in the chat. Who's going to be king of the game week for game week 12? It was Gusto last game week, which no one got. Gusto got... I just noticed they never fixed it. It was actually Keane, but the website incorrectly says Gusto. Because it was Keane who got a goal, clean sheet, and bonus. He also got 15, and when it's a tie, it goes to the cheapest player, but it still says Gusto. But I don't think anyone got Keane either. Morgan Rogers. Semenyo. Gakpo, hopefully, he says. And Mbumo, Semenyo. Imagine if it's Semenyo. Mateta, Cunha, Rice, Munoz. Delict for Gabriel. Oh, I just don't know if I can get behind buying a Man United defender. I know he's got huge goal threat and so on, but I can't get behind buying a United defender. If he was 4.5 mil, yeah, but isn't he like 5? Mateta, Cash, Achiapong, Doku, Simmons, Cash, Van Dijk, Mateta, Haaland. Finally someone said Haaland. I hope so. Uh, 22 Marks says Gabriel to Richards, Semenyo, Saka -4, or Gabriel to Van Dijk. I have Timber. Yeah, I prefer the latter option, no hit. Gabriel to Van Dijk. It's pretty close, but I think that's better. Is the music coming through at the right volume, by the way? I always get the volume wrong, but no one said anything, so hopefully it's alright this week. Rodon to bang a hat-trick. I'll be devastated if he does that on my bench. It's perfect. Nice. No worries. Thanks, Mark. So we've got about 1,600 tuned in. If you are enjoying the stream, hit like on it. Make sure you hit subscribe as well, just below the stream. It's completely free. And you can always unsubscribe if you change your mind. Appreciate you all being here. It's good to have FPL back. So I've made one transfer. I did Gabriel to Van Dijk, and I'm going to leave it at that. I only had one transfer, so I'm definitely not taking a -4. I'm actually not sure what I'm going to do in the coming weeks. I could do Enzo to Minte in Game Week 13, but I don't know if I'll do that. Maybe. Need to think about it, but don't need to make a move this week now, so that's fine. I've got time to think it over. you made the same transfer. It feels like a very popular move this week, doesn't it? I mean, if you guys watched the experts video, Van Dijk was by far the most bought player, so it feels like there is a bit of consensus on that. Do you guys have like a favourite video that I do each week? Because it's transfer plans on Sunday, players to buy Monday, team selection Wednesday, the experts Thursday, and then it's Tom Dollymore's team selection on Friday usually. Yesterday it wasn't because he's sick. But do you have like a favourite particular video that I make? And do you have any suggestions for content ideas that or things you'd like me to add? Tom's video? Tom's was such a great addition to the channel. It's been well received, which I'm pleased about. I mean, you can't beat literally hearing from the GOAT. Like, people are always going to be drawn to the best of anything, aren't they? Like, no one wants to watch me do a 100-metre sprint, but prime Usain Bolt, everyone was talking about him. Everyone wanted to watch him go. No one's watching me sprint 100 metres. And to have Tom do weekly videos on his channel, the best FPL manager of all time. His average rank over the last 6 years is like 4.5k. It's like ridiculous how consistent he is. So yeah, that was a great addition to the channel this season. The experts. Yeah, I mean the experts is a good one as well, because between them they've got hundreds of top 10k finishes. You'd watch me sprint 100 metres. That'd be such a random video. Welcome back for another sprint. FPL Apprentice, thanks for the 23 months and congratulations on coming bronze in the Football Content Awards as well. Morning Laddie says Semenyo to Gakpo or Forced. No, I'd keep Semenyo, I think. Someone else was asking the same thing actually. I think I'd keep Semenyo. You're the Usain Bolt of content creators. That'd be fun to watch. Get all the content creators lined up for a 100-metre sprint. Yeah, I don't think I'd sell Semenyo. FPL 100-metre sprint when? I'd like to do more of those FPL walk videos, but I think that one went so well because I was doing it with Harry and Ross, so we just sort of like played off each other. I don't know if it'd be as fun just doing a solo one. And we live quite far apart. Like Harry's in central London and Ross is in Birmingham, so, and then I'm sort of in between them. So it was great for them like coming here because I met in the middle at my place and then we did the walk, but yeah, we're a bit spread out. The best ever video was your worldie goal in that game. Oh, honestly, I wish I got more opportunities like that because that was genuinely one of the best experiences of my life. This is years ago, so a lot of you probably won't even know it, but I got invited to play a football match at Anfield. So I basically like recorded a vlog of the whole day, and I ended up taking my little brother, and they said to me beforehand, like, he can come, but just for videoing, and he was desperate to play, because he loves football like me, my little brother, and he was desperate to play, but obviously they said he can come, but only to record. So that was his like expectation. And then we went in the changing rooms, and who was it? It was it Robbie Fowler and Heskey were like the managers for our teams, and they just chucked my little brother a bib, and they're like, "You're playing, get ready." And he was like, "What?" So me and him like got to play together as well, and I ended up scoring a free kick. So yeah, that was like such a class day out. How good are FPL friends at playing? I mean, Harry and Ross both, I don't know if Ross actually plays anymore, but he used to be really good. I think he played in an academy when he was younger. And Harry's like pretty solid in centre-back. I don't know how much he plays these days, but yeah, they're pretty good. Should I drop Semenyo for Chido Obi? Yeah, that seems worth it. Do you play the fantasy challenge thing? I have been, yeah. I've not actually missed a week, but the prize right now is, for me, like the best one I've ever done. Because I play Football Manager, and the prize right now is, if you come first, you literally get added into Football Manager. Also, this is like kind of crazy. I've played Football Manager for like 15 years, and they've reached out to sponsor me. I think it's going to be next game week. I don't know exactly what it's going to entail, but that was like, wow. I couldn't believe that because, like I said, I've played the game for 15 years, and I think next week I'll do something with Football Manager, so we'll have to see what that is, but it'll probably be to do with the Fantasy Challenge. I mean, that would be so sick to actually be in Football Manager. Maybe we'll quickly do a team now. What is the challenge this week? +6 players for players that achieve 90% pass completion. So, Raya in goal. I feel like you need to go rogue, though, to win it. I feel like Salah captain makes sense. Doesn't quite fit in the screen, sorry. Saka, is it more? It's 1 per team max. I feel like there's going to be goals in Chelsea v Burnley, and people are overlooking Enzo, so I'm going to leave him in. Maybe you can get the pass completion as well. Strikers, I feel like I need to go no Haaland for any chance of winning. Mateta. Oh, who would the other striker be? I don't know if there is one actually. Maybe 1-3-1. Because you need the pass completion anyway. Semenyo. Yeah, because you can... maybe someone like a Mbeumo or a Bruno. Yeah, alright. That seems about right. And then who's going to go in defence? I need someone with good clean sheet odds, but it's 1 per team. I don't know who I could go, actually. I think it makes sense to go Timber and then change Rye, doesn't it? Because you've got to chase the upside with this game. You only get, was it 6 players? Something like that. Yeah, I'll go with that. And Captain Salah. So that is the 2nd out of 3 attempts to be in Football Manager. Sohan, thanks for the super chat. Says, hi Oscar, lots of planning involved, but would you prefer Cunha and Foden or Bruno and Sarr for Gameweek 15? 15. So that's Fulham away. I'd say Bruno and Sarr. Is this for like a 1 week punt or a free hit, or you're making transfers now with that in mind? I would say Bruno and Sarr, I prefer. I still don't think Foden's completely nailed, although he is getting good minutes this season. And Bruno's better than Cunha, so I think both are better, potentially. Foden's going to be like more explosive. Like there could be a game in this upcoming run where he goes big, but I'd say Bruno and Sarr. Ibrahim says, I'm on a wildcard. Munoz and Enzo or Sarr, or Richards, Semenyo and Gakpo. Do you have a wildcard team? Sorry for the multi-level question. So Munoz and Enzo or Sarr. So I'd go Sarr over Enzo on a wildcard. Enzo's got the better fixture this week, I'd say, but longer term, Sarr's better. Or Richards and Semenyo or Gakpo. Oh, I see. I'd say Munoz and Sarr is better. I don't actually have a wildcard team. I haven't put one together. I don't think it'd be far off my team right now, if I'm honest. I'd have Thiago, Mateta, Haaland front 3. I wouldn't have Enzo though, so that could be Sarr perhaps. You could maybe go in Mbeumo. I don't know if this is affordable though. Minus 0.4. It'd be something along these lines. Maybe not in Mbeumo. Maybe it'd have to be Semenyo. That's 0.4 mil in the bank, so then you could do bar up to someone slightly better. Depends how much money you got. My team value's not great, but it'd be along those lines if I was wildcarding. Is there anything you guys would change? I think I prefer Thiago, Mateta, Haaland than someone around Thiago's price in midfield. And this was the dilemma I had last week. You guys might remember. It was Thiago or Minte, and I went Thiago. I still think that makes slightly more sense. Would you risk playing Calafiori and Semenyo or take a hit if your bench is horrible? I honestly, I think there's a good chance both play, which right now sounds really unlikely, but I think there's a chance Calafiori and Semenyo both start. Calafiori I'm quite confident on, Semenyo fairly confident, but I am guessing. It is a prediction, but I think they both will probably start. So yeah, something like that. Yeah, but it depends on your money though. Like, if you can go Anderson to Senesi or something like that, that's better. But I think that would be roughly it. Yeah, I think I'd keep Semenyo on a wildcard, you know. 1 hour to deadline. Damn, that's flown by the first hour. Let's keep going. Ibrahim says, I'm on a... Oh, sorry, it was Tony. Thanks for the 6 months, Tony. He says, hi, Oscar. Bench and die of Voltemada. I think you got to bench Voltemada against City. Play and die. Yeah, play and die. He's on pens as well. What's your squad value? It's on the left-hand side. Team value 101.9. In the bank 0.4. How about you guys? What's your squad value like? So team value plus in the bank added together. I'm guessing a lot of you have got better than 102.3 million. 103.3. Should I buy Esteval? Nah, I mean, he's such a quality player. Like, he's unbelievable. And as soon as he becomes nailed for Chelsea, he's going to be essential. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but like, if it happens this season or next when he's still underpriced, he's going to be such a quality pick. But in FPL, I just think you need to pick nailed players largely. Over the long term, it can cost you points picking players that aren't nailed. Because there'll be a week where Esteval gets, 12 points, but then the next week he comes off the bench, the last 20, and gets 1 point. And then now his average has dropped to like 6.5 there. And then next week he gets 2 points, and then it drops lower. The week after that he's benched. So I prefer the nailed players. Generally speaking, they score more points, especially in this winter period where we've got 40 days till the new year, and there's 8 game weeks. Plus, on top of that, there's the League Cup and Champions League, Europa League, Europa Conference League. It's the busiest time of the season, and you really want as many nailed players as you can get hold of. Even then, they're not guaranteed. Show us clean sheet chances. Those are the clean sheet odds. Vi, thanks for the super chat. Wildcard squad, 0.1 million in the bank. Petrovic, Kelleher, Van Dijk, Saliba, Senesi, Richards, Digne, Saka, and Bruno, Sarminte, Dewsbury Hall, Haaland, Mateta, Thiago. Still have the bench boost left. What changes would you make, if any? I wouldn't have Digne. I'll tell you that much. Other than that, looks good. It's pretty much the draft I had on screen just then, but I would not have Digne. I'm never buying Digne again. Never happening. Digne could have a quadruple game week and be Villa's only available left back, and I still wouldn't buy him. Because I've been burnt so many times by him. He's just the biggest FPL troll. So, other than him, it looks good. I don't know if I would have 2 rotating keepers. I just think it never works out. But if you want to try it, by all means. But I don't like rotating keepers. Because what often happens is your keeper keeps an unexpected clean sheet in a tougher game, racks up save points, and you've cost yourself points. Like, we can study clean sheet odds every week, but it's an unpredictable game, and there could be a week where Petrovic shuts out the opponent and you've started Kelleher, and Kelleher has conceded in a better fixture. So I prefer to just stick with them, and you can free up money as well by going Dubravka as your backup keeper. But other than that, looks great. It's basically the team I just had there. This was the wildcard dream I just threw together. A quick wildcard draft, but that's more or less the same, barring a few players. Any transfer plans? Yeah, I sold Gabriel for Van Dijk, so that's it for me this week. Just the one move. Captaincy, I'm really unsure on this week. It feels like there's a lot of good options, and to be honest, won't be surprised if a few of them do well, like Mateta, Saka, Haaland, Bruno, Salah. They're all great. Maybe Mbumo as well. Mark says, hi everyone. Belated birthday wishes, Oscar. When was it? It was the 12th. He says, I need help. I'll send it in another super chat. Advanced apologies for the abbreviations. Okay, so Eze to Sa. Is it worth a -4 or do it in Gameweek 13 for free? Gabriel to Van Dijk. Pope to Henderson done. Okay. And that affords Foster to Welbeck -8 and bench boost Dubravka Henderson. Dubravka Henderson, Van Dijk, Senesi, Timber, Rodon, Mukiele. So what's the bench, sorry? This is the full team. So the bench is Dubravka, Rodon, Mukiele and Longstaff. Can you afford Thiago instead of Welbeck? Thiago's 6'4". What's Welbeck? 6'5". I would be getting Thiago over Welbeck, 100%. I mean, it's one of those. It's not the best bench boost, but I'd be inclined to just get it out of the way. It's hard to say about knowing your upcoming weeks and how your bench could shape up in future weeks. Like, at the end of the day, no one knows your team better than you. No one spends as much time looking at your team as much as you. But at a glance, I'd get Thiago, not Welbeck, and just go for it. I think Rodon and Mukiele are actually okay this week. I actually don't mind having those on my bench. It's not bad backup on the bench. But I'd just get Thiago instead and get it out of the way. Oh, sorry, you've got Thiago ready. I don't like Welbeck, though. Is there not another option a later week that doesn't involve taking a -8? Yeah, it's a difficult one, this, Mark. It's okay. It's not the best -8. Like, I think you're gonna do well to make much profit on the -8 if you're taking a -8 for Welbeck. If you see what I'm saying. Like, realistically, what's the bench boost going to score? You're not even got Welbeck on the bench, first of all. Just have a double check if there's a better week coming up. It's not bad this week. Gut feeling is get it out of the way. Paulo says, thanks for the 19 months, and says, would you do a free hit? Really depends on how you're lining up this week. Like, if you've got a load of issues this week, then yeah. The free hit's very team dependent, in the first half of the season anyway. Second half of the season, people are going to kind of merge towards the same sort of weeks, whether that's a double or a blank game week. But in the first half of the season, there is no week where it's like, this is the best week. There's no prescribed best week. It's sort of all about your team. So you kind of have to... I would recommend using a tool like Plan FPL and then chuck your ID and see how you look in future weeks. And work out where you can get the most out of it. Like, for me, no one's really talking about free hit 14, but it just makes sense for my team, so I can see myself using it then. Because in Gameweek 14, Anderson's got Man City, Thiago's got Arsenal, Mukiele's got Liverpool, Rodon's got Chelsea, Bar won't play. So I could see myself using it Gameweek 14 potentially. But that's not going to make sense for a lot of your teams. A lot of people are looking at Gameweek 13. To free hit in Thiago and some players like that, but I've already got Thiago. I don't mind my team too much in Gameweek 13. I could probably play Mukiele home to Bournemouth. Enzo's got Arsenal, I could sell him, but other than that, it's okay. Unless injuries pop up. So yeah, very team dependent, the free hit. It's the most team dependent chip, I guess bench boost as well, in the first half of the season. Connor says, I've made 2 free transfers. Virgil to Gabriel, Kudus to Bruno. Muniz is injured, but not worth a hit. But I want to captain Bruno. But with Haaland's form and high EO, it could really hurt my rank. So Virgil, yeah, I like that move. Kudus to Bruno, brilliant. Good moves. I would do the exact same, genuinely. Muniz is injured, not worth a hit. I agree with that as well. Yeah, so captaincy. I was just saying, Connor, like this week it feels so wide open. There's genuinely like 5 very good options. If it makes you feel any better, Tom Dollymore was looking at going Bruno himself, and he's got Haaland. He doesn't have Saka. But last I heard from him, he's going Bruno captain, and he tweeted something this morning as well, saying he's still aiming to go Bruno captain. Obviously, he's got the right to change his mind in these last few hours before the deadline, but he's likely on Bruno captain as well, and he's the #1 all-time manager. So that's food for thought as well. I mean, looking at the captain poll, 70% Haaland, Saka 15%, Salah 4%, 12% other. So there were people going like Mateta, Bruno. Just thinking, could we do a free hit poll? But maybe there's too many options. Game week 13. Game week 12, game week 13. I guess game week 16 is looking quite good. Or other. So that's if you still got your free hit. Like, when are you using it? My Sunday League team is playing the first place team this Sunday. Hopefully the FPL Mini League also goes well. Good luck tomorrow. Hope you win. Big game. You're going with Mbumo captain. Yeah, I think he's not a bad shot either. It's really wide open this week. And to be fair, this week the captain widget isn't favouring Haaland. But I looked at his form this season. Like, the consistency of his goals right now is just absolutely unbelievable. But Newcastle are a team that he's generally struggled against. What's that website I was looking at the other day? That's that Muse. Haaland record versus Newcastle. I think you just go like that. So, an assist last season, blank before that, assist before that, goal. So he scored, the last time he scored against them was 2022. Can you do England competitions? Did that work? Where does it show the competition? Oh no, it's just the Premier League still. Anyway, he's got 1 goal in 5 games against them, 2 assists. 1 goal, 2 assists in 5. The last time he scored against them was 3 years ago, and that's Howell's Newcastle, all of those games. Whereas, in fact, we could do Saka as well. Saka record versus Spurs. And his record's way better. Assist, goal, goal, assist, blank, blank, goal, assist. So yeah, he's got a good record in North London derbies. I know it's different managers at Spurs and so on, so maybe that's not a thing. Maybe he's motivated, like extra motivated because it's the North London derby. But yeah, I don't know. It's wide open this week anyway. I think I'm going to leave it on Haaland though. And that's the website. It was statmuse.com. Please also do Bruno. We could do that. Fernandez record versus Everton. I mean, these are like reading tea leaves to a degree because it's like it's different managers and stuff. But Howell versus Newcastle, to be fair, it is all Howell and it is all Pep. So there is that. He's actually got a really good record. So goal, 2 assists, goal, assist, and then a few blanks. But yeah, it's like, again, I wouldn't read so much into that. FPL says Voltemada, Minte and Rodon to Krupi, Gakpo and O'Reilly. Or Van Dijk and Krupi in, or roll free transfers. I think it's time to get 1 Liverpool and or a second City. I'm not so keen on O'Reilly, if I'm honest. I know he's on a pretty good run recently, but I still don't trust him. I think Ait Nori's been back, hasn't he, the last couple of weeks? And there just could be a random game where he starts ahead of him. I'll be surprised if it doesn't happen. I know Ainori's off to AFCON in Game Week 16, but that's like 5 game weeks away. I'd rather like a Lacroix than a O'Reilly for about the same price. Don't think you need to sell Minte though. What about Lacroix and Thiago, if you haven't got Thiago, for Voltamada and Rodon, and then keep Minte? Otherwise, yeah, just those latter 2 moves, Van Dijk and Krupi, and then roll the last transfer. Go for that. James starting, I think he probably will, yeah. He was benched last game, wasn't he? Before the break. You've got Thiago. Okay, yeah, so Van Dijk and Krupi looks good. Have you got Mateta? No, you can't have Mateta. I'll just have a look at that as well if you haven't got him. I think you don't. Because you could go Voltamada to Mateta, but I don't know if you can afford that in one. Depends how much money you got in the bank. But yeah, Van Dijk and Krupi looks good. So 10% Game Week 12, 41% Game Week 13, 20% Game Week 16, 29% other. Jib says, welcome back for another video. Everyone says welcome back to another video. It's actually 4. But that's okay. Bradley, thanks for the 9 months, says, thoughts on Gabriel to Munoz, Semenyo to Mbumo, João Pedro to Thiago. Gabriel to Munoz, yeah. Semenyo to Mbumo, not so keen on. And João Pedro to Thiago, not keen on. I mean, João Pedro's got Burnley, just not the week to sell him. You can make that move in Game Week 13 when Chelsea have got Arsenal, but and Thiago's got Burnley home, so you can get back-to-back Burnley games out of your strikers. But not this week. I don't think I'd sell Semenyo either, but if I really wanted to, then I like Saka and Bruno, and then I'd say Mbumo's 3rd best replacement. Bear with me, Nathan. Sorry, just getting through. Yeah, so I like Gabriel to Munoz. I think I like Van Dijk slightly more than Munoz, but I think Munoz is great as well. Maybe you've got him already, Bradley. And delay João Pedro out. You could do that in Game Week 13. HRH Prince says, hey Oscar, already rage transferred Paquetá out for Bruno. That's fine. Captain is Saka, scary. I've benched Gabriel, playing Rodon. -4 is tempting for Munoz or Richards or Virgil. Already have Timber. No, I think you got it right there. I probably wouldn't take a hit for a defender. Just do it for free in Game Week 13. Yeah, I'd probably just do it for free next week, not take the hit this week. Nathan says, bench 1 of Minte, Timber and Senesi. Senesi, out of those 3, yeah. SSE Drap, thanks for the 12 months, 1 year as well. Haaland versus Saka, if not now, when? Why not? SOS. Yeah, I get you. If there's a week to go against Haaland, this is definitely a golden opportunity. But why, yeah. Why do we necessarily have to go against him for the sake of it? I don't think it's like, just because there's an opportunity, you have to take it. I'm not necessarily opposed to just sticking it out of Haaland and hope to make the gains elsewhere in my team, if that makes sense. But yeah, I agree. If you're looking for an upside week, this is a golden opportunity. Saka's great. Bruno looks great. Mateta even. Salah, if you've got him, I would definitely captain. I think he's a standout. Virgil or Doku? Virgil. Semenyo to Saka? Yeah, I like that. Goran says, tough one. Mbumo, Bruno or Cunha in? Bruno. I think Bruno's the best. And Mbumo's close second, and then Cunha. They're all great, but I would say Bruno number 1. But you know me, I'm like Andy. I'm a Bruno merchant. I just think he's great. He's got so many routes to points. He's got the corners, he's got the free kicks, he's got the penalties. He's even got DEFCONs in him. And Mbumo's just all about the goal involvements. And Mbumo's been great as well. And I think Cunha number 3 if I was ranking them. And obviously Bruno, just Man United's fixture run's great for quite a long time. So he's just going to be someone you leave in your team. He's going to start every game. So look, you're into the new year before you start wanting to sell. So we got Gameweek 22. Gameweek 22. So obviously, and Mbumo's great as well, but you're going to get like 5 weeks out of him. And then he's off to AFCON. So if I was picking either, I'd just go Bruno, but I think Mbumo's very, very good as well. Jib says, welcome back for another video with an asterisk for 4. He says, Donnarumma, Gabriel and Diet to Verbruggen, Munoz and Gakpo. Do we like it? I don't like selling Donnarumma for Verbruggen. I'm not keen on that. Gabriel to Munoz, I like that. If I was ranking Gabriel replacements, I would go Virgil, Timber, Munoz, but they're so close together in terms of how good they are that I don't think like Munoz is significantly worse than Virgil. They're all really good options. So Munoz is great, and I'm glad to have him. Donnarumma to Verbruggen, I'm not so keen on. I think I would just leave it at that, Jibs, and then maybe make a move or two next week to sell and die, but I don't think I would do anything with them this week. It just feels like Donnarumma to Verbruggen is quite a big sacrifice to go and die to Gakpo. And the Gabriel Munoz is out of the equation because you can just do that in isolation. So yeah, I would just do that one move. The Spectre says, it's my birthday. Happy birthday to the Spectre. And he says, I'm a Chelsea fan. Enzo capped him. I mean, he's going to start, isn't he? He's taken the break off. And Maresca was saying like he's taken the opportunity well and he's rested and he's ready to go. Same with Neto. Enzo captain though. He just doesn't feel consistent enough for me to want to consider him. But hey, it's up to you. Like, it could be the ultimate birthday if he smashes it in this early game. I personally wouldn't, but it depends how seriously you're taking it. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not a bad shout. He's not a bad shout at all. Playing against the worst defence in the league at the end of the day. So, yeah, it could be a game where Chelsea score 3, 4, and he's got a chance of being involved. I mean, he was unbelievably unlucky not to get anything before the break. 0.75 XGI. I mean, the last few weeks, 0.65, 0.56, no returns. Thanks for the belated birthday messages. XG chart, please. What's that? The team one? That one? Yeah, I mean, look at Burnley there. Look at that. What else have we got? Attacking XG. And look at Chelsea. XG per shot, they're best in the league. They're third for shots per game. So lots of high quality shots. Yeah. It's not bad. But I'd probably have him like 5th or 6th best captain, honestly. Although Palmer's out. Did you see that? Palmer had an accident at home, was Maresca's words, and he's out for a few weeks. He's done his toe. He's hurt his toe and he's out for a few weeks now. Or a few games, sorry. Not a few weeks. 3 games I think he's going to miss. In all comps. FPL says, Rodon to Munoz for 2 Palace with Richards or to Van Dijk. I'd probably go Van Dijk. I don't dislike actually the Palace double defence, but it feels a little bit over-invested slightly. I don't hate it though. But I'd rather Van Dijk either way. Craig says, Ndiaye to Mbeumo, Rice, Gakpo or Semenyo to Saka. Oh, good question. I think Ndiaye to Mbeumo makes more sense. Ndiaye and Saka versus Mbeumo Semenyo. assuming Semenyo starts, the Mbumo Semenyo is a better combination, I would say. Unless you can afford Bruno and you haven't got him, maybe you've got him already, Craig. But yeah, I'd say the Mbumo one makes slightly more sense. I've still got faith in Semenyo, but it might be delusion. I still believe he'll come good. I mean, he's done great, to be fair. Like, I say that like he's been disappointing. Like, I know he's blanked a few games in a row, but before that, he was unbelievable. Like, 18 pointer there, 7, 5, 13. I didn't have him at the start of the season, so I can't take credit for the 15 or the 6 there. Pratik, thanks for the 33 months. How have we gone through a wildcard draft? I did kind of throw together one earlier, which was that, but you might have the money, you might not. If you don't, then just go Dewsbury Hall to a cheaper mid. Or if you've got more money, then you could go Anderson to Senesi, something like that. But that was the draft I put together earlier. There's a few little things you could change, like maybe you go Timber instead of Anderson and downgrade one of the mids, but that would be roughly the wildcard draft. So pause and rewind if you need to look at that more. Momo says 2 free transfers, Ndiaye to Sarr or Semenyo and Ndiaye to Mbumo and Minte. I prefer the first one, yeah, and just keep the second transfer. I like Ndiaye to Sarr. Sarr's one player I really would love to have. He's quite explosive and he's quite hit and miss and he can be wasteful, but those games where he like delivers on his numbers, he can just come away with a brace and it just wouldn't surprise you in any game. So I like Ndiaye to Sarr. I wouldn't sell Semenyo. For those that have got Semenyo, I think the only player I'd sell him for is Saka this week. Maybe Bruno. That's about it. Mark says, Oscar, I appreciate you. Always the fairest and unbiased advice. Bench boost, I'll play it later. So it'll be Eze to Sarr this week, -4. Do it Gameweek 13 or don't do it at all. For -4. Oh, I don't know about a -4 for Sarr. I think I'd probably just play Eze. He should start. We don't know 100% if Ødegaard's ready to start. It could be Ødegaard on the bench and Eze starts, so I don't think I'd take the -4 mark. It's a close one, but I don't think I'll do it. I'll just play Eze. Thanks again for the kind words. And I am 3 with the 1 year. He says, hi Oscar, Man City assets for a Gameweek 13 free hit. Hopefully we get some early team news because they've got the early kickoff, I think. Haaland is a staple. After that, Foden. And honestly, I'd probably go Vardy or Donnarumma. Just go for a defensive asset. I think there's lots of good options, that's the thing, in midfield. So I'd probably just stop at Foden. I wouldn't be looking at like a Doku or a... Who even is there other than that? I wouldn't go like Reinders or Doku or any of those. Just Foden potentially. Edjar, thanks for becoming an FPL Focal member as well. Appreciate you. Says Gabriel, Voltemada and King out for Bruno, Van Dijk and Gue. Yeah, great moves. Nail on the head. Exact same moves I would do if I was in your shoes. I think Van Dijk's the best Gabriel replacement. And Voltemada to Bruno essentially is such a huge upgrade. Do it. JXCKB says, holla, 1 space left in the 11, Thiago or Senesi. Start the striker, especially the striker on pens, and the striker that's been in form. Thiago over Senesi, definitely. Varan Dev says, João Pedro and Anthony to Bruno and Gue. Anthony and Gue both will be on the bench, or roll. Yeah, I think it's a small upgrade at this week. Like, João Pedro's got Burnley. We're just saying, like, worst defence in the league. It is a little upgrade, but not a huge one. Just feels a bit dirty to sell João Pedro before he plays the worst defence in the league, but I think I would do that, yeah. Just about do that. No love for Gakpo. I don't mind Gakpo, but I think there's other mids I'd rather have. HRH, I think you read the super chat. Did I miss it? I thought I just did it. Wait, where was it? Did it? Where is it? Was it earlier? Oh no, I did. The Rage transfer. And I said don't take the -4. Yeah, I did read it. Sorry, I'm a bit delayed. I'm trying to like catch up. There's a lot of messages here. Apologies for all the missed messages. I know lots of you ask and I don't answer them, and I genuinely wish I could answer every one. I need to just clone myself, and then we can have like an AI Focal that answers every single question without fail. Yes, Focal, it's my girlfriend's birthday Monday, but her birthday party's tonight. Can you give her a shout out? Of course, happy birthday to Sam for Monday. Hope you have a great birthday, and enjoy the celebrations tonight, whatever you get up to. Coincidentally, I'm also celebrating mine today. But my birthday was like last week, but I'm also celebrating it today, which is a weird coincidence. Yeah, I'm heading into London after this stream, so I'll be out with the boys all day. We're going to Stormzy's got this pop-up bar called House Party, so we're going to there later. Looks unbelievable, so I'm looking forward to that. And Shock says Gabriel and Richie out for Munoz and Mateta. Yeah, do it. No brainer. Good moves. Again, I think like if you don't have Van Dijk, it's close between Van Dijk and Munoz. And if I was picking either, I think it'd be Van Dijk just about, but Munoz is great. Good moves though. It's raining all day. Is it? Well, we're going to be indoors all day, to be fair. Thanks for the belated B-Day messages. Thank you all. Yeah, it was over the international break, so like obviously no one's watching videos or on Twitter, so it just sort of flew under the radar. But it's great because normally my birthday is every international break, so that's like really well timed. Because last weekend I've got like a group of friends from uni, and then I've got the group of friends that I grew up with from school. So like last weekend in the break, the uni squad came over to mine, and then today it's with my schoolmates. We're all still tight, which is pretty cool. Thoughts on the North London derby for us, Focal? I'll go 3-1 Arsenal. And Burp says, don't need any advice, but love to you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Captain locked in. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Meet and greet at Stormzy's bar. I'll see you there. Ash, thanks for the 28 months. Good to see you in the stream, Ash. Thank you again for the 28 months. Bench Caicedo or Sarr, please, Oscar. Top stream. I would be benching Caicedo, yeah. I mean, like with Caicedo, you're pretty much hoping for defcons and a lucky attack and return. But Sarr, like, is going to be far more likely to get you an attack and return than Caicedo is. So, yeah, straightforward one that for me. Start Sarr. Thank you, Ash. Konstantin says Gabriel to Saliba / Truffert plus Semenyo to Saka -4. No, I prefer Saliba and don't take the -4. HRH with the 10 gifted memberships as well. Wow, thank you so much, HRH. Prince Farouk, appreciate you. Thank you very much for that. Welcome to the 10 new members, courtesy of the Prince. Yeah, thank you. It says happy belated birthday, man. Thanks very much, Prince. Appreciate you. Pat says 2 free transfers, no Palace defence. The plan is Gabriel to Munoz over Van Dijk, but I'm torn. I could go and die to Sarr as well, or roll the other transfer. Yeah, I do get that. Like, if you want to play effective ownership a bit, I think Palace is going to be about, could be over 100%, maybe. So I don't mind that, just to cover yourself a bit. I don't think Liverpool will be nearly as high EO. And Munoz is the best Palace defender by a mile. Maybe not by a mile, but I think he is the best. I think Lacroix's great. Guehi's massively overperformed. He's not going to keep doing what he's doing. Like if we go Defcon defenders, Senesi's best, 12.9. Like Richards, to be fair, 10.64 per 90. Lacroix, I don't even know. There's Guehi, 8.5 per 90. So he's been way worse in that respect, but he has got a few goal involvements. Anderson third. Any of you got the top three? Senesi, Van Dijk, Anderson. The top three DEFCON per 90 players. I'm 3 says, thanks Oscar, best FPL live show by far. Oh, thanks a lot. That means a lot. I do put a lot of time into the graphics and preparing and stuff. Oh, we've got 5 gifted memberships from Nimlov as well. Thank you very much, mate, for the 5 gifted. And thanks to the Prince as well, again, for the 10 gifted. Welcome to the 15 new members. Arno says, hi Oscar, do I start Reece James? Yeah, start him. You've got to start him against Burnley. I was talking to my brother about James because he was bench boosting before the break, and I said to him, the problem with James is, and I said to him, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't start the next one because he started in the Champions League. And the problem with him is he's amazing when he starts, but he does just miss games, and they are managing him, and they're managing him well. Definitely start him this week, but I'd be looking to get rid of him maybe next week in 13 when they've got Arsenal. Yeah, he's just a frustrating player. Like, if he played every game, he'd be top 3 defenders in FPL. Maybe even the best if he played every game, but this is ultimately it. In FPL, you just want to pick nailed players, generally speaking. Especially this time of the season, like, the schedule's about to get really busy, and it's great because it's like non-stop FPL, but you want the nailed players that have got the fitness and they're playing every week. Like, Gameweek 13 finishes on Sunday the 30th. Gameweek 14 Tuesday. So 2 days later, another game week. And that goes from Tuesday to Thursday. 2 days later, another game week. So that's going to be such a sick week because we'll have 3 game weeks in 1 week, basically. Or I guess it goes Saturday to Monday. So what's that? 8 days, 9 days. But basically, from like there'll be, what is that, 2 days off without football. So it'll be Saturday, Sunday games, Monday off, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday there'll be games, Friday off, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So whatever that is, 7 out of 9 days there'll be football on. But yeah, you want nailed players for this period in particular. What are Tom's moves? He's doing Gabriel to Van Dijk and Reinders to Cunha. Cunha's really interesting. I've not seen him transferred in by many people, but he's gone Cunha, which is quite interesting. Is Mateta a doubt? I've not heard anything on that. If that's true, I've not heard it. Pat says, I could go Anderson to Kanate as well as the other free transfer. Kanate I'm not sure on. Gabriel, no, I wouldn't sell Anderson before Sunderland home. And I know Sunderland home's not an easy fixture, but I just think it's a little bit sideways. Latest Semenyo news. Iriola just sort of said, we'll see. Oops, not Brentford. Where's Bournemouth on here? Oh, what? I'm missing my Bournemouth graphic. Well, I guess you get Brentford then. He just said he aggravated an issue while he's playing with the break. It's going to be a decision whether he'll play. We'll have to see. That was what Iriola said. I think he'll play. My best guess, Brentford. Come on, you. Oh dear. I don't know what happened to my Bournemouth graphic there, but never mind. Right. El Shivers says, Gabriel to Van Dijk -4 or wait a week and start Mukiele. Esteve to cover Semenyo if he doesn't play. Yeah, I'd wait a week, I would say. Mukiele's alright, to be fair, to cover. Muniz is out injured as well for a while. He's had surgery. I think he's back like February. I mean, it could be a mistake for me to bench Mukiele for Anderson, but I'm playing the home fixture. So, yeah, I would avoid the hit. Any Chelsea leaks? I mean, I'll have a look. We don't really get Chelsea leaks, but I'll take a look. Free hit team. I did a free hit team in yesterday's video. I'd recommend just looking at that to catch that. Clean sheet odds. Where are they? There they go. The Nico says bench Eze or Semenyo. Bench Eze. Yeah, start Semenyo. I think I'll be surprised if he's in the squad but benched. So he'll either start or probably not play at all. And my best guess is he starts. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know if it's related, but he came off over the international break after like 55 minutes. And this was supposedly when the injury happened. And then he went home early, didn't play in their second game. And he ended up proposing to his girlfriend. And now they're engaged, of course. So congrats to Semenyo. Maybe that was actually it. Smoke and mirrors. Maybe not. Maybe he's genuinely injured. But he had like this whole big proposal lined up. So I reckon it was that. Come on, let's be honest. Like, there's no way. That's actually just thinking out loud. There's no way he gets injured and he just thinks, oh, you know what? I'll actually just quickly throw together this whole like proposal party and a photographer and everything. It just doesn't fit together in my head. So I don't think it was an injury, but Iriola probably had to say that because the Ghanaian FA said he had to go home early for injury, but he's Ghana's best player. And they're probably just letting their best player go home to do something special, which was proposed. So that's why my best guess is that Semenyo's fine. He'll start. We'll see, though. I could be way off the mark, but I hope I'm right because I'm starting him. Definitely not sell him. Lucas says, best asset for 6.4 mil and under. You're thinking Grealish. I prefer Minte to Grealish. Aren't Everton's fixtures a bit mixed now as well? I would say Minte for, what is he, 6 mil? 6.1? Yeah, I'm not sure about Grealish. I feel like he's gone off the boil a bit. Do we have a graphic for players performing after getting engaged? We do. Here's the graphic. No. Imagine I had a graphic for that. Kvaz says, obligatory super chat to support Focal. Thank you. He says, bench one out of Virgil, Timber, Anderson, Senesi, Semenyo and Voltemada. Bench one. I think it has to be Voltemada against City, no? Yeah, I think Voltemada out of all of those. Has anyone else got Voltemada and benching him? I think if there's ever a week, it would be when he's facing Man City or facing Arsenal. I don't think you'd be alone in benching Voltemada. I think he'll be on a fair few benches this week. Because the rest of that list is solid. So Unstable says, I'm starting Voltemada. Dave says, I'm benching Voltemada. Who is Tom captained? I believe he's captaining Bruno. He is in form though. Yeah, he scored for Germany a couple of times, didn't he, over the break? JB and Duvet says, buying Bumo for Semenyo will roll. No, I would stick it out with Semenyo. I would just keep hold of him. I don't know if you caught the Semenyo chat just now, but my theory is he's fine and he'll start. Let's see. Do they play today? I'm missing so many games today for the day out in London, but they play at 3 o'clock. God, some great games on today, isn't there? So, Burnley, Chelsea. I'll just have Enzo there. I'll have Semenyo there. Thiago, Anderson, Virgil. I've got someone in every game today. Wow. Anyone else the same? I literally got players in every single match today. That doesn't usually happen. And then obviously Haaland captain. Oh, I'm scared for captaincy this week. I've got to just be confident in it. But I do think it's so wide open this week, and I might kick myself a bit if Saka goes big and Haaland doesn't do anything. But it is what it is. Bruno captain. Let's do a captain poll then. Who is your captain? Haaland, Saka, Bruno. I haven't even got Salah on here. That's crazy, isn't it? I guess his ownership's not nearly as high. But yeah, if you go other, let us know who your other is. Let me take a screenshot of my team. before I forget, quickly post that. We've got 2,600 here. Thank you all for being here. Do hit subscribe if you're enjoying the stream. Right, game week 12. Gabriel. Good luck all. Gabriel to Van Dijk. And that's it. I've tweeted it now. Haaland captain, Saka vice. No going back. Right, let's have a quick look. Any leaks? I don't think we'll get any because Chelsea don't really get leaks, but let's have a look. Nothing at the moment. Right, let's have a look at chat. Mateta captain, yeah, I don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. A lot of solid options this week. I mean, we're looking at the captain matrix earlier, and Salah's top of that, and then it's Saka, then it's Bruno. Let's just refresh. Yeah, still the same. Salah, Saka, Bruno, Haaland, and then Mbeumo. I don't normally go against the captaincy matrix as much as this. Maybe that's playing too protective, but just Haaland's numbers are so disgusting this season. I just wonder, is it overthinking it? Oh, we haven't looked at the scout selection. Let us know how many players you've got. Scout selection this week is Raya, Munoz, Chalobah, Senesi, Saka and Mbeumo, Enzo, Dango, Haaland, Mateta and João Pedro. How many players you guys got? So I'll have Raya, Munoz, Saka, Enzo, Haaland, Mateta. 6 for me this week. Anyone beat 6? 5, 4, 7, 7, 5, but benching Senesi. We'll call it 4 then. Little Turtle says bench 1, Senesi, Van Dijk, Chalobah, Richards and Rice. I would say Richards out of all of those. Senesi and Richards close, but Richards got the away game. Yeah, I would say Richards. Yeah, just about there. Bench Richards. Treble says Gabriel, Pope, Voltemada to Raya, Van Dijk and Thiago. Yeah, I like that a lot. If you can do those 3 moves for free, that's like 3 brilliant moves for me. Pope's been disappointed, hasn't he? I know a lot of you went Pope over Raya, and then you went like 2 Arsenal defenders instead, but that's kind of been an unfortunate swing in how that's played out. Because I feel like a Raya might be the best Arsenal. No, is that a bad take? Timber's the best if he keeps playing every game. I guess Timber's still the best, but I'm happy to have Raya and Van Dijk as my combination now. So yeah, good moves. I mean, I've got all 3 of those that you're buying, so I would say that, but yeah, do it. J Banduve says, do I bench Enzo or Virgil? Back 3 is Saliba, Timber and Senesi. No, I'd bench Senesi. I'd personally bench Senesi over Van Dijk all day. Do you guys agree with that? If I had Van Dijk and Senesi and I had to pick one to start, I'd be starting Van Dijk, and I definitely wouldn't bench Enzo against Burnley. And I think it's the week to sell Enzo or João Pedro. You agree with that? Yeah. I'd be starting Van Dijk. What's the clean sheet odds say on that? Yeah, Liverpool 40%. There's not much in it, I suppose. Liverpool 40%, Bournemouth 34%. Arsenal's still top on the bookies odds despite the Gabriel injury, 48%, Chelsea 42%. So Forest at bottom, 10%, Spurs, Burnley. Quick look at the most transferred players this week. And Mbeumo top, 760,000. He actually could be a huge rank for it. I mean, he must be already now. It must have been last week, let alone now. Thiago, Van Dijk, Timber, Mateta, Doku, Munoz, Rice, O'Reilly. What about most sold? 1.5 million have sold Gabriel. Kudu, Semenyo, Voltamala, Gyökeres, Reinders, Burn, Grealish. This is from not only FPL. Burn, Grealish, Enzo, 223,000 sales. Calafiori, I think he starts again. I think he's going to start. You never know of Arteta, and you have to kind of interpret him. He's difficult to read, but I think Calafiori starts, and I think Semenyo, best guess is he starts as well. And Enzo, I think, starts. I think actually a lot of the flags might end up false flags. Just checking around for any leaks. 8 minutes till deadline. Nothing. Nothing there. Yeah, I don't know if we'll get any. Just checked everywhere. Dan, thanks for the 23 months. 2 years next month. He says, I have Voltamada and he's first bench if Semenyo's out. Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly good. That's a nice auto sub if it comes to it. And that's the other thing for me. I'm not that bothered if like Mukiele has to come on. It's not the end of the world. I think he's not bad. Finlay says bench and Dyer Anderson. Ooh. I mean, like projections will say bench and Dyer, but personally, I think I'd actually start the attacker. Man United's defence has been poor. Their attack's actually been really good in terms of like XG and shots taken and all this, big chances, but defensively they've been shocking, and I think I'd start and dive Anderson, chase the upside and hope to get lucky, hope to get an attack in return, and maybe a pen since he's on them. Turge, 23 months as well. He says bench one of Sarenzo or Thiago. I mean, if it had to be one of those three, it'd have to be Thiago. Wouldn't be benching Sarr against Wolves when they've conceded more than anyone, and I wouldn't be benching Enzo against Burnley, who are literally worst for expected goals conceded. So Sarr and Enzo, it'd have to be Thiago bench away at Brighton. Eden says, what's the love with Enzo? 3 returns in 11 weeks. He's just been a bit unlucky as well. Like, he is on pens. Have I got an where is it? There's an expected data widget here somewhere. I mean, look at that. He's actually 4th in the league for expected goal involvement. Now that's quite significant. And he's just behind Bruno, so he's almost 3rd. So he's been a bit unlucky as well this season. And as I say, on pens as well, or in theory on pens, it could be João Pedro, but he's just one of those. Like, a player can blank and you just look at it black and white like he blanked, but a player could have good underlying data and not deliver on that. And I'd rather have a player who's got good underlying data and blanked a few times in a row than a player that's gone in a purple patch and can't sustain it. Which sounds mad, but I would rather buy the one with a good promise shown than buying into someone who's in a purple patch and on a crazy overperformance. Who remembers the armour on purple patch? That was such a crazy purple patch, but then it very abruptly came to an end. So if you got on at the right time, like, fair play, but a lot of people got into that purple patch late and it was over. I was one of those. Josh shares thoughts on Gakpo. Good fixtures, Vert's out. Yeah, I think he's a really solid option. I was saying earlier, like, of all the Liverpool attackers, he's the best one for me. In terms of, like, you know, budget allocation. Obviously Salah, if I could have him, would be better, but Gakpo for like half the price is a much more sensible pick. It's still not out of the question for Ekitike and Isak to both start, but I think Gakpo definitely starts this week, and he should be a pretty secure option for the winter period. Probably starts 8 or 9 out of 10, so I think with that in mind, he's a decent pick. I think there's others I'd rather have ahead of him, but I don't think he's a bad choice at all. So yeah, I like Gakpo. Lonnie Kid, thanks for the 1 month, says Mateta captain over Haaland. I just can't back it. I think the ones I would consider going against Haaland for personally are Saka, Salah and Bruno. Probably just that. Mateta's close, but I think I'd rather Haaland over Mateta. I mean, I haven't even got Mateta Vice myself. Vi says Dina and Saliba or Konsa and Timber. I'd rather Konsa and Timber, yeah. I feel like both are upgrades. So, definitely the second one. Prince as well says bench Reinders or Mukiele. Tricky one because you have to read the Reinders starts. I'd probably err on the side of caution, just play Mukiele. Mukiele over Reinders. I'm gonna look to get rid of Reinders soon, but I just play the secure start in Mukiele personally. Don't think he's a bad option this week. And Dyer Anderson, yeah, it's really close, but earlier I said I'd probably go and Dyer, even though like projected points would favour Anderson, but I just think play the attacker when it's fairly close. Maybe you'll get a lucky pen. Senesi or Anderson? Senesi. Gakpo or Foden? Gakpo. Specifically, Vague says, good luck everybody, like and subscribe. Yeah, I know a lot of you are going to dip in a minute, aren't you? Because we're almost at the deadline. So before you go, do hit like if you've enjoyed the stream. Hit subscribe as well, the button below this stream. It's completely free. I do these streams every week and daily FPL content. So hit subscribe to catch that as well. Semenyo locked. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping him. No more transfers. So I've done Gabriel to Van Dijk and I'm leaving it at that. That's it. Nothing more than that. Mukiele versus Rodon. Do you think I've got those two in the right order, guys? What's the B word? Bench. I can skip to 10 seconds in your live and just hear the B word over and over. What's the B word? Bruno. Isaac starts. Is that true? Yeah, I don't know if it looks like no leaks. I'll just have a quick final check. Nah, nothing. Yeah, nothing there. Bruno. Oh, mate, he's the complete FPL asset. Goals, assists, set pieces, corners, penalties, defensive contributions. No, nothing from the Liverpool guy. That's what I was just checking them. Do they play today or tomorrow? Anyway, it's too late now. Anyway, it's good to have FPL back. We've got 8 game weeks before now and the new year. And it's going to be non-stop FPL soon. There's going to be some weeks where we've got 3 deadlines or 3 game weeks in 7 days. Right, that's locked in. Haaland captain, Saka vice. Virgil in for Gabriel. FPL's back. No international breaks for like 4 months now. We're heading into the funnest part of the season. If you haven't got the FPL Focal app, search FPL Focal in the App Store or link below. The app is free. Loads of stuff to help you do well in FPL on there. It's 11 o'clock. I'm going into London today, so I'm going to have to shoot straight off. So I don't think we'll even do a raid today. But thank you all for tuning into the stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you smash it this game week. Big scores, I hope, for everyone. Good luck whoever you've gone with for captaincy. That is it from me. Best of luck, everyone. Focal out.